Hello everyone, welcome back to Gent Watches, and today we are back with Kaguya-sama Lovers War Season 3, Episode 7 today. I'm so excited. I'll tell you how excited I am. Right now, it is 2:03 a.m. I don't know if that's gonna come up. Come on. 2:03 a.m. You guys can trust me. There we go. It said 2:03 for a second. You saw it for a split second there. It's 2:03 a.m. This show comes out at 2 a.m. in Australia, Adelaide, where I live. So I am so ready for it. I've started recording the video right now. The episode has not even come onto Crunchyroll yet. Because sometimes you just have to keep refreshing until it's there. But I'm ready for it. Like, I'm sitting here ready for it. I'm recording this intro while waiting for the episode to come out. So hopefully it'll be soon. Hopefully by the time I finish doing this intro, it will be out. And if it's not, I'll just pause the video and then we'll come back when it is. But anyway, I'm so incredibly excited because the last two episodes have been two incredibly important episodes for the whole series in general. And not only that, but today with my family, I've been showing my family the previous seasons of Kaguya-sama, the English dub. We're watching that with them, and we just today finished the season 2 finale of Kaguya-sama, so I'm like in a Kaguya-sama mood, you know? Like I'm pumped up for it. And yeah, so last week we got the reveal that Shirogane is going to Stanford, so he's studying abroad, and therefore he's only got a bit of time left. I think they're second years now, but if he's gonna study abroad, I think I read this somewhere. I don't remember where I read it, and I'm only barely remembering it, but I think that if he's studying abroad, it'll be like part way into his third year that he leaves. It'll be like halfway, maybe not even halfway. So the countdown clock is on. It's not like they have a whole nother year left. It's like they've got, you know, I don't know, maybe 6 months left. Who knows? You guys probably know. I just don't know. But the point is, they don't have much time left. And he said, if by the Culture Festival, Kaguya is like not saying I love you to me, then I'm gonna say I love you to her. And then he asked her on a date, and she said no accidentally, but he still asked her on a date. And now he's trying to improve himself. Like, there's so many massive things happening. Like, if this episode was like just a random throwaway episode with a bunch of skits, I wouldn't blame them because there's been so much stuff happening. But I also wouldn't be surprised at all if this is another super important episode with a lot of character development, because we're at that point now where it feels like that. And like, what if the Culture Festival is in this episode? I doubt it, but what if it is? Oh my gosh, what if it is? I don't know, because I can't even see the thumbnail or title of it yet. I'm gonna refresh the Crunchyroll page again right now and see if it's appeared on there yet. It just appeared on there. Yes, okay. All right, I'm opening it up right now. I can't believe it. 2:06 a.m. Mark the day that we watch episode 7 of Kaguya-sama Lovers War. I've only read the first title accidentally, kind of, but the first title was called Miko Iino Can't Love Part 1. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be some Miko, one of my favorite characters, maybe even my favorite character. I'm so excited. We're just gonna get into it. I'm fangirling. Let's do it. I can't find where my notes are. Oh my gosh, I'm panicking. Oh, I didn't have the volume on. Do I have subtitles on? No, I don't. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I'm getting sloppy. Miko. Oh, is this a previous Culture Festival? Because I'm pretty sure my knowledge from anime, my purely anime knowledge is generally the end of those festivals and stuff. They have the big fire. I know that from... What do I know that from? Is it in Toradora? I feel like it's in Toradora. I feel like it's... Maybe it's not Toradora I'm thinking of. I think it's in Railgun. Shout out to the person who, in the last video, talked about how they think that the clock imagery is because they're running out of time. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. Oh, I wonder... Oh! Is the implication that she's chasing after Shirogane? Because she turned there and Shirogane was gone. And it's like, so, oh my god, like if she's not quick enough, he's gonna be gone before she knows it. Oh my gosh. That's why I watch the OP every time. That's a lot of jobs. Yeah! She's surrounded by people. The things that love will do. Oh, and he's also part of the, you know, cheerleaders. Better not be crazy hard. In the bloom of youth, our powers are mad dope. You crazy hard. Someone new. Oh my gosh, I gotta read this. I woke up lol for real. It makes no sense at all, but it's totally amazing lol. Why don't we party like there's no tomorrow at the Shuchin Festival? This a million times this. Never have I ever been a popular otaku. Gotta catch some Z's now. Good night. I want to read the previous one as well. In the bloom of youth, our powers are mad dope. Shuchin will blow you away. Okay. Nice! Oh no. Oh no, her public speaking thing. Oh no. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh my gosh. I mean, this Ishigami is very smart with this stuff. Everyone's trying to be helpful. Look at Miko. Everyone hates Ishigami. Yeah. They're all doing the laser death beam. Wow, it's surprising that he's the cool one. Yeah, that's from her memory. Oh, that's like the one thing she wanted, I think. Oh, Miko. Okay, being practical. Oh, that quick cut. Awesome, yeah, it gives her a title. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Okay, alright. She might be able to do it, but she also might not. Especially when you tell her she can't. Wow, I'm impressed that the blonde girl, I forgot her name, is helping her though. I know she's a good person, like a, you know, decent person, but Onodera. Yeah. Aww. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you want it. Miko going totally pumped. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Miko wrote the note? That's what they were implying. So good. So good. Okay, students wish to discuss the culture festival. That sounds like that could have applied to the previous story. Erica? This is the reporter girl? Yep. Ooh, Kaguya's outfit. Oh, really? Wait, you're using an archer to light the campfire? What the heck? That is dangerous then. She sounded so pained. Hmm. That's true. She's not allowed to because of the Kaguya family, maybe? Oh my gosh. That's cute. Great, over Christmas. Yeah, right. Wishful thinking, but it's good to keep it open. Dang! Wow, just been firing the same way. That's so cool. That'd be me as well. Oh my gosh, what a shot. Whoa! I didn't know she was a gymnast. Man, Tsubami's getting a lot of focus this season. I like it. Oh, this girl. Astronomy club. Yakuza. Whoa. Oh yeah, of course he'd be doing astronomy stuff, right? Wow, that is awesome. That is crazy, Shirogane. He's nervous about it, surely. Oh. Maybe he's not nervous about it. Maybe he's confident. Cool. This is a board gaming club, right? Yeah. Don't. Okay. They're so pushy, the board game club. Of course. Nice. Cute. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Is she gonna have to teach him? No. Is Kashiwagi gonna do it instead? Aww. He's so hard working though. What's with the filter over this right now as well? Oh. That is sweet though. Kashiwagi is very sweet. What is this art style? She's getting more and more motherly. I kind of want him to, but will he? You say that now, but there's gonna be a lot of popping. You were scared of popping at the end of season 2. But you were scared of it because it was unknown. Okay, you're still scared of it. Oh yeah, it's not necessarily being scared of it. Oh, poor girl. Yeah, you want to spend time with him, but he's being fucking annoying. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Oh no. Oh! It was actually the balloons? Oh! Oh, Chica. He still got to. That's brilliant. That's an awesome punchline. That ending punchline made the entire episode worth it for me. I love the way that Kaguya-sama sets up punchlines that by the end you're like, of course that's how it would go, because it seems super obvious. But it like, the fact that Kaguya-sama is like 70% comedy, 30% serious, and that 30% they do seriously is really, really good. The fact that they play so many parts with such a straight face, you really have to guess whether they're going to go for the straight-faced approach or the comedy approach. And whenever they're trying to set you up for some killer comedy, they will go really hard on the seriousness side of it so that you fall for it. And I have examples of this. So, for example, let's think of when in, it's out of my brain, it's in my brain again, fairy tale kiss scene in season 2, when it's like fairy tale kisses don't happen in real life, and it's setting up that whole kiss scene, and it really, really draws you in more and more and more to like, oh, this is actually going to be a kiss that actually happens. And then Miko opens the door. Miko opening the door at unexpected times, it's a joke that they've done 1,000 times before then. And the whole idea of like a kiss getting interrupted by another person coming in, that's been done a billion times before in the past. And yet, I still kind of fell for it a little bit when I was first watching that, because it's set up so well, because the whole like fairy tale kisses don't happen in real life, it really seems like the perfect way to actually do a kiss scene, where it's like, this is too good to be true, this is too good to be true, this is too good to be true, and then it happens. And that's a brilliant setup. The other example that I have, and this is super fresh on my mind because, as I said, we finished season 2 today when I was watching it with my family. But at the balloon popping game, it like 3 or 4 times really convinced me that someone was going to like basically let the balloon pop on their turn. Like it had the bit with Chica making fun of everyone and being like, you're such a coward and all that sort of stuff, and then her just pressing it once and moving on. It had what's the Miko? It had Miko pumping a bunch of times and then only stopping just because she was worried. But then it had the 2 best jokes, which was firstly Ishigami. He stepped up, and it was like all of his character development has been leading to this moment, and it had a really cool scene about how he doesn't care anymore and he's not scared of anything, and then he's scared of the balloon. And then it had Shirogane step up there and it had an incredible flashback with his father telling him like, you have to do anything for the person that you love, like hold on to them no matter what, protect them from anything that scares them. Beautiful, amazing moment. And then he just presses it once and goes, Kaguya, your turn. It's so good, the way that they set up jokes and then break your expectations. So the fact that at the end there, it set it up at the end there for, like it had a Attack on Titan season 1 moment, where Eren's training with the training belt or whatever, and then he's the only one failing, and it turns out his belt is broken. It's like it set it up for that moment where it's like, it wasn't Shirogane, like he didn't have any reason to be down on himself. It was the balloons. He was actually working just as hard as everyone else and had the same skill set as everyone else. And so the fact that if he has any success at all, that's impressive because he's actually working harder than everyone else. Nope, he's actually just bad at blowing up balloons. It's so brilliant. Well, I spent a lot of time talking about one joke, so let me get through the other bits quickly enough because I don't want you guys to get bored. Miko is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character. She might be my favorite character, just purely out of design standpoint alone, she wins. But then voice actress, personality, the comedy that comes from her, the fact that she only came in in season 2 of the show and still stays in my memory so strongly. Her backstory, all of this stuff is so incredible. So the fact that we have this bit where they haven't even yet shown us exactly why the fire is so important to her, they just showed us a quick flashback of her looking at the fire and being amazed by it. And that's all we need to know. They might show us in the future that flashback in more detail, and sure, that'll be awesome if they do show it to us, but they don't need to right now, because what they showed us is it's something that's important to her. And what we know about Miko is there aren't many things that are that important to her. There's morals and her parents and her friend. That's kind of the main stuff that jumps out, That's and love, the idea of traditional fairy tale love. Those are the things that are important to her. But she doesn't let herself have really any hobbies. She doesn't let herself get carried away by but from what we've seen TV shows or movies or anything like that, she doesn't seem like an enthusiast for any of that sort of stuff. So the fact that this fire is something that's so important to her, despite the fact that it is kind of not against her ideals or morals, but it doesn't help with them, she could make the argument that, the fire is something that only ruffians would want, and we shouldn't need a fire to have a school festival, it's not logical. She could make all those arguments, but the fact is she finds it magical and she wants it, and so she's working hard to get that. And I do like that it seemed like Ishigami sort of pushed her on purpose in he saw that she was faltering, and he was like, do you want me to help? And the reason he did the whole, I assume he knows Miko well enough at this point that do you want me to help isn't necessarily a legitimate offer. I mean, if she said yes, he'd probably help, but it's not like that's an offer. What that is if you don't do anything about this yourself, you're gonna have to live with the fact that I'm helping you. And that's enough to fire her up to go like, no, you know what? I'm gonna fight for what I want because I don't want you fighting for what I want. And that's what you know, I love. I'm also sad about it because I do really hope Miko and Ishigami can like traditionally get along eventually. Like they get along on a deep down level right now, but I mean I want Miko to be nice to Ishigami, but that'll come with time. Season 5, you know, we'll wait until then. Yellowhead girl is cool. We've known her for a while. We've known her since the cheerleading arc, maybe before that, but the cheerleading arc is mainly when she came into fruition, and she seemed to be one of the more logical ones of the group, but she is very nice. Well, very nice, maybe not very nice, but she's nice. She's got a good sense of morals on her and a good sense of logic. She does seem kind of like a female Ishigami a little bit, in a way, just in the fact that she's like, you know, a nice enough person, but will not let people, you know, just like will destroy people with logic, facts and logic. So yeah, the fact that it was like her and Miko, it makes perfect sense that they would be like foils to each other and also get along a lot because of that exact reason. Like the yellowhead girl, I wish I knew her name off the top of my head, but honestly I don't think it's a very memorable name. But the fact that she clashes with Miko is because like when Miko is gonna say something that doesn't quite make sense, she's gonna call her out on it. And then Miko is hopefully going to start like reassessing in her mind and changing up her approach based on that. So she's good for her. Like those two would be good together, not as a couple, would be good together as friends, and maybe they'd be good together as a couple. Who am I to say? But I don't think Miko swings that way. I don't know about Yellowhead Girl. I don't know enough about her. Archery. This is I think the last thing that I want to talk about mainly. Is that Kaguya is doing all her archery stuff. That's been like super in the background, so much so that they actually kind of want you to forget about it so that they can bring it out in times like the arm wrestling contest when it's like, well, Kaguya does archery, so of course she's gonna be strong with arm wrestling and stuff. But I do think it's funny that she doesn't want to do the competitions or whatever, just in case she's on a date with President at Christmas. And it's really funny. I also totally get it. I completely understand that, as ridiculous as it sounds. I sometimes have weird fantasies in my head that I will actually block out days for. Not to that extent. Not that like I think like, oh, like I might be on a date with a girl at this time. But like to the point where it's like, oh, what if this whole sequence of events happens and then like we'll be doing something on this day, so I should just in case keep it open, this day open, until I am pretty sure that my fantasy is not going to play out. So I totally get it, Kaguya, totally get it, and I do not blame you at all. It's very funny, but I don't blame you. But yeah, that was a good episode. It is tough, this episode, following up the previous 2 episodes, because the previous 2 episodes were so astronomically good, and this was a setup episode for all the the school festival stuff. The school festival is lining up to be a really good arc, I think. I think whatever is gonna be there is gonna be the payoff to many character arcs and maybe the entire show, depending on how the confession stuff goes. So I am extraordinarily excited. But yeah, this was mostly a setup episode. It set up a possible Miko arc. It set up the like if Kaguya wants to do anything with archery, it set up Kaguya's fans, and it has sort of continued the whole Shirogane improving himself storyline a little bit, because he's trying to become the best man that he can right now. And good luck, because I really hope everything goes well for you. And here's my hope. I'll say this is the last thing in the video. My hope is that at the school festival, Kaguya will confess to Shirogane. I was going to say to Shinomiya, but that would be the same person. I want Kaguya to confess to Shirogane. For many reasons, I feel like at this point, Shirogane has put in more work than Kaguya. And by work, I mean, like, it not behind the scenes work. Kaguya puts in a lot of behind the scenes work, scheming, right? But Shirogane puts in legitimate work. And that's not saying that Kaguya is a bad person for doing what she's doing. I completely understand. I'm like Kaguya in real life. But I do think it would be a beautiful payoff and a great character development if Kaguya was the one to ask Shirogane after all of this. And I think that would be the ideal situation. Now, what they end up doing with it and how that happens, I have no idea. And I'm excited to find out. So, sorry for this is probably going to be a long video, actually, looking at the time thing on this one. So, if you stuck around to this point, I mean, round of applause for you for sticking around until this point in the video. Comment down below if you did and let me know, because I would love to hear your thoughts on everything that's going on and on this show and what's the future arcs that are to come and everything. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of the episode, what you thought of my reactions to it, what you think might be to come. If you're a manga reader or something, please don't spoil or hint at anything to come, because I'm just gonna play it out as it's happening. Please make sure to like the video, it really helps me out, and make sure to subscribe to the channel to get, you know, all the updates and stuff. You understand how subscribing works. Please do it, it really helps out the channel. I love you. And thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.